Well, hello there, folks. Today we're going to be taking a look at Command and Control 3. I've actually had a bit of experience with this game, and just to let you guys know, it is available both on mobile and PC devices. I guess I would call it a counterinsurgency, a strategy game here. But I want to go ahead and just drop this here on our Discord so that we bring in as many people as possible. And they just currently underwent a major update, adding a multiplayer mode amongst a bunch of other things. And we're going to take a look at that today, as well as play quite a bit of the game. Now let me just hear an announcement. Hold 1 second. All right, good to see you guys. All right, here we go. So, as you can see here, I believe the NATO campaign may have been here before. They are still working on both of these campaigns, by the way. But they've got a CSTO campaign, and pretty much the CSTO is sort of the terrorist organization or insurgent organization, for lack of a better word, here in this game. And as you can see, there is now a multiplayer beta mode. I mentioned in my last stream that this game would do quite well in multiplayer, so I hope they took my, I'd like to think that I had a little bit of a say in them moving in that general direction, but I'm not sure if that's the case. They probably already planned it. Anyway, guys, we're going to jump into the NATO campaign today and take a look at it. The People's Republic of Bostova has been in a state of civil war for 2 years because of the conflict between the usurper of power, Tamim al-Salim, and the opposition calling for democratic elections. In the meantime, terrorists of the Dawn of Freedom radical movement were able to seize 70% of the country's territory. How you guys doing, Baba Booey and AnthonyJones? Good to see you. Now, evidently, there is an upgrade tab here, but I think this is only for as you move through the game. You can obviously focus on different things, etc. Will I be playing both campaigns? I'll definitely be taking a look at both campaigns. And actually, let me just drop a message here. In the description, guys, or the channel page down below, video description or whatever, you guys can actually take a look at direct link to the game. I'd highly recommend you go and check it out. Another cool thing that they've recently added, and I'm not sure, you guys are going to have to tell me if you see in that actual chat section, if you see an allow gifts option, because YouTube just added gifting. So now, kind of like Twitch, you can gift subs to other people, or memberships, which I think is pretty damn cool. So let's jump in there. Of course, we've got to unlock those upgrades first before we actually can use them. So let's just try to get through this first fight, maybe unlock, maybe some heavy machine gunners, some snipers, and move in here. Of course, we arrive Humvee ahead. First group is ready to move into point A, and the first thing I'm going to do is try to bring in additional assault troops. Have 2 teams here ready to go. Here we go, boys. Let's actually move some of these riflemen up to this area. Get that second team and send them over here behind this area. And if we get close, we are already engaging those insurgents. Things are probably going to be fairly light right in the beginning, but obviously as things progress, the fight is going to get tougher and tougher. Move up there, lads. Come on. And of course, we can't move up until we take that terrorist checkpoint. Grab that team, and I'm going to grab this team as well. Not much cover here. Maybe I should stick to the outside of these sandbags. Actually, that works. We'll flank with this team. Here we go. Hello, Kenobi. Oh, yeah, so essentially they've added a gifting system here in YouTube to compete with Twitch, but it's a little different in that you guys, as the viewers, you probably are going to get a message in the chat that says, will you accept gifts? And you have to accept yes, otherwise you cannot get gifted a sub. It's kind of weird. They're just now trying it. It's not something YouTube has done before. Here we go, A, and now, of course, we get an attack helicopter as well as a drone, guys. It's going to make our job a whole lot easier. At some point, we do need to redeploy the squad with full health, but I think they're good for now. Let's push up. I need to go look up my Latin. Semper paratus. See, these guys are taking quite a hit. And we're going to have to call in for sure an attack chopper right there. Let's also get a drone just to kind of get an eye on the situation. Here we go. Oh, baby! Now, if you click this button over here, you can actually enable auto-fire support. We're going to do that right now so that basically the AI will call in airstrikes for you. Obviously, they're going to be called in faster because it's easier to micromanage that way, but I would still recommend you do it manually. Call those airstrikes in manually. We're just going to do it a little bit here. I think we're going to have to redeploy these guys fairly soon. I'm going to try to move up on this building. See, though, our guys are definitely taking a nasty bit of hits. Yeah, we're gonna have to take this rifleman squad and redeploy. Now, over here, we can increase their health, we can increase shot range, a first aid kit. I kind of like this first aid kit, man. Let's try it out. We're going to do the same with these guys. Let's redeploy that squad. Actually, we'll keep them here for now because I'm not sure if you have no squads on the field, if that could be a problem. So let's just keep them here for now, but we are going to redeploy them. Now that our guys here have some combat experience, we'll bring them forward. And again, another upgrade. Let's give these guys optical sights. So they're going to get little optical sights for their rifles. Obviously should make aim a little bit easier. But I'm going to take this group, and I'm going to move in through the buildings. In fact, let's take position in that building. Can we do that? I think we can. Oh my goodness, thank you for the air support. Actually, the AI air support is pretty good. Did you guys see that? That was perfectly placed. In a drone, and if you guys listen, you can actually hear the drone. It's kind of a little mosquito sound. I like that. I'll actually set these guys up right there just to provide additional fire support up the road. These guys have proper optical sights. And yeah, for those of you just arriving, so they've added multiplayer to the game, and they've also added a CSTO campaign, so you can play as the terrorists, I believe. I'm actually going to be taking a look at that here in the stream. Right now, we're just trying to survive. Damn, watch the friendly fire! The attack chopper just hit our building, too, so I want them to be careful in the future here. And these guys are taking some nasty hits. Let's take that building, too. We've got to take this B location if we want to bring in additional forces. So let me actually push up to this building. Damn good shots. Did you see that? The optical sights made a difference, man. They wasted him, and he was all the way over here, behind cover, and across the road. Not bad, not bad. Sorry, I thought we were in the area. Gonna have to take a bit of a risk just to take B here and move deeper into the city. And you can see this is just the beginning of the campaign. Look at how massive these cities get. And now we get to select between a sniper unit or a heavy machine gun unit. And I think that I'm gonna go for the heavy HMG unit. Let's see. First of all, where is that? Oh, I was wondering where he went. I'm going to go with the support. It's just my style, guys. Definitely more a support guy than a sniper guy. But we will also bring in a sniper team given time. Let's redeploy that squad. Get them some much-needed medical assistance, of course. And with this B squad, we can choose to go over to C. There seems to be some sort of terrorist warehouse here. Or we can choose to go up north to D. Well, northwest, really, right? Will they bring a mod section to the game? That is a great question. I'm not sure. You would have to ask the creator, Ilya. Really nice guy. I've spoken to him a bit, just asking him about the kind of what they plan for the game, things like that. But that's a good question. It really is, because if this game was moddable, yeah, I could see some success here for sure.
Say your status.
We're gonna bring all these guys up to this warehouse first. We're definitely going for C first. I'm just doing it to be careful. Oh boy! There's our support helicopter. Look at how many enemies are here, guys. Holy hell. Gotta get that machine gunner into place. No, we're gonna redeploy. In fact, we're not even gonna move across there. We're gonna stay here right now and just exchange fire. That's got to be like a good 200 meters if we did everything to scale. Man, look at that, guys! Can you believe it? Alright, let's bring in the machine gun quickly here. And it looks like we are getting fortunate. We're going to be able to bring in the snipers as well. So right now I'm just hanging out on this wall. And pretty much just trying to wipe out as many of them as I can before moving in. That's definitely like a terrorist training camp right there. So again, as I mentioned before, guys, there is a new system, and let me know in the comments if you guys see in the chat section, something should pop up for you that says, do you accept gifts? And you have to click yes on that so that people would be able to gift you a membership in the future. So now, even if you can't necessarily afford a membership, you still might be able to get that. Should we make a push? I kind of want to wait for one more airstrike. Yeah, there we go. Now let's go. Let's push. I hope our men are safe on this this attempt at an offensive here. Good shooting. So you can see the units look different as well. Like the machine gunners look different from the standard troops. The recon troops look different, etc. Something to keep in mind. First, let's get into this building, and then we'll move over to C, because I'll just turn this into a firing position for now. And in fact, we should have set the UAV up. But yeah, if you guys see that, tell me, because I'm not sure what to expect. Got a whole group of them arriving here. I'm going to turn off the auto fire support, so this way I can actually call in my own. But no, I think we're going to be forced to just kind of push on in here. Just so many of them down south over there. And what we could really use is a gun run on that section. As always, guys, I ask that you please hit that like button and drop a comment in the comments section. It really helps us out quite a bit. Should we make just a push here? Because I'm not spotting any now. It looks like our recon guys are spotting them. Pretty nice. Oh, ho, ho. I guess it's still auto. Oh, that's strange. All right, let's push in. I think we'll just hold our distance and see how much damage the recon can actually do here. And some of these guys are looking worse for wear, man. Like this one especially. Yeah, we're going to have to get those guys out of here. Let's try to push into the building. Here we go. It's going to be a tough fight no matter what we do.
There, you got it.
General Kobe says, kind of reminds me of the old SWAT games, but modified. Yeah, definitely. See that comparison? I'm going to have them all focus fire here. I like the acrobatics they have to do to get into this position. Here comes gun run. Nice! Again, I'm not sure if we should push it or if we should fall back, kind of come back later. These guys could really use some medical assistance. Let's do that. And hopefully we'll take C pretty quickly. I want to save here. I don't want to lose this progress. Nice! And that's going to give us the engineer. Pretty cool. Just going to save there. It looks like one more terrorist in the area. Very nice. And look at that. There's the engineer. So I'm new to the engineer unit, but it looks like maybe an anti-tank sort of grenadier there. All right, let's grab these guys. Let's just see. So we can actually push up to E. Look at that. I love how, like, as you get deeper and deeper in the city, you start to be able to push in different directions. It's just a really cool ability here. Bring the engineer as well.
Roger that.
Pretty soon here, the recon units are going to need some assistance too. I'm going to set them up over here. I'm just going to try to recce the area, and obviously get some sniper shots too.
Roger that.
So I like this also. You know, it's a pretty cliche story, but I do like the story that this game has, because again, you're basically trying to regain control of the government. The insurgents have taken over 70% of the country, and the whole point, at least of this campaign, of the NATO campaign, is to regain control, which I think it's a pretty nice story, you know? Kind of gives you something to work towards. There's that UAV, baby. Light him up. Oh, man, that's not very good cover. I thought it would be. Maybe we need to cross over here, get some better cover. We also just need to call in another gun run. They're about to call one in. Let's rush the location. They still have pretty good defensive positioning there, I have to admit. Engineers on the way. And they've got those bazookas, man. That changes the game. Oh, yeah, they absolutely need help. We're going to give them a strength boost. We're definitely going to send machine gunners back to HQ just to get healed up. And we're going to have to do the same with the snipers here. But it looks like, look at that. Movement speed, health. I really like the health boost. You know, I'm such a noob. I only go for, like, the health and defense boost. But, you know, it keeps your guys alive longer. So I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Stand by.
I do want to push in that area, but I only want to go in there once we get that sniper back. So I think we should just kind of wait for them to redeploy. Same with our heavy machine gun. I don't have the best defensive position here, though. Send them here.
Say your status.
Send the engineers up a bit. Again, they might just be useful against enemy vehicles, but I'm actually not sure. Here comes a gun run. I really want to go for it, but again, that, you know, basic assault squad needs to be redeployed, and we just unlocked an achievement, Healer. Pretty cool. I like it. We are taking hits, man.
Do you copy?
Oh boy. Let's fall back. Let's fall back here. Do the same with this other assault group. Send them back. And let's just grab everybody at this point. Kind of set up over here. Yeah, approaching this area is pretty dangerous. Hey, Ilya! So guys, if anybody has questions related to the game, this is actually the developer. Really nice guy, and again, I like what he's done here. A major update, again, with the multiplayer, I think it's the terrorist campaign, sort of. So really opening that up, and I think that's awesome. Yeah, we've had a few people ask some questions here, but I wasn't quite able to answer them. Let's see. No, we can wait with the engineers a little bit. All right, so we're gonna trust Ilya here. We're gonna fall back to D. What I'm gonna do, it's a bit of a kind of a risky run across the road, but I think if I make it to this complex, it'll be fairly easy. So let's do this. We'll bring in our other squad and fall back. These terrorists think we're running away, but nope, we're just repositioning here. So the story's 2014 Araxis Kami Squid. I think it's similar in the sense that Ilya here is going to be much better equipped to answer sort of the idea behind the story. But from my understanding, 70% of the territory has been captured by terrorists. And it's, you know, there's still 30% of a functioning government, but we're trying to, of course, assist it in getting rid of this insurgency over here. And in this first mission, one thing I really love is how he approaches it like we're on the outskirts of a city here. You know, this is sort of like maybe a factory building, maybe a warehouse, something like that, some small neighborhoods. But then as we get deeper and deeper, now we're getting into an urban environment. And, you know, that's going to change the combat as well. Just a nice touch. Let's get that UAV. There's a lot of them there. I think I might just wait for another gun run.
Well, that's because you're right next to that, guys.
So what we're going to do, send the heavy machine gunners right there. Assault team right there, and actually we got an update. I love that optical sight. Definitely gonna go for the optical sight here.
Go ahead. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Make sure I selected it. Oh, we already have the optical sight, that's right. First aid kit. I was saying earlier, Ilya, I'm such a noob because all the upgrades that I take, I never go for like upgrades that are, you know, like optical sights, etc. I tend to go for something based purely on health gain. Because that means keeping the soldiers alive, but there's a lot of other cool upgrades we could go for, like the movement speed, etc. And obviously movement speed for a unit like this, the sniper, will be very helpful. But right now, I just want to take that position. He was right. I think we're going to be able to take D fairly easily without much terrorist backlash. We're going to turn off auto fire support here. Here we go, and we just got a fiery baptism achievement. Cheers, Ilya, for that on point D. We might actually make a push for point F there. Just grab that building. I'm going to start moving into this area. We've got a lot of men on the ground at this point. Let's take precautions. First, we're going to go here. I think that's exactly what we should do, though. They are across the street here, but they're also over here. Turn this building into a damn foxhole. Look at that, man. Love those recon snipers. Really underestimated them initially, and there's the engineers. But again, I would assume the engineers are probably better against armored targets. Still, they got the job done. That's what matters. Let's push on point F. Don't usually like to go for a forward push, but I feel fairly confident. I'm going to light it up with a gun run first. And I'm going to move in. If we encounter any resistance over here, then I'll stop over here for cover. But pretty much, I just want to get in there quickly. Oh, there's a lot of them. Come on, gun run. We need you in faster. Damn it. That was my... I think I called him the UAV and not the gun run. Come on. He's on the way now. Nice. I think we can take it. Beautiful. We are working our way through the city here for sure. Liberating the outskirts of Bashiri. Nice. So Ilya says it is definitely a possibility, but I think that's going to be determined after full release. I would love some mods in this game. I think the possibilities would be endless here, and not just to like sort of mod around, play around with it. You could almost even change the location and time period of the conflict here with this engine, I would guess. If somebody wanted to, they could probably make some sort of Vietnam War mod or whatever. Well, these guys, no standard riflemen. They look tougher, but I think I'm just getting paranoid with all the insurgents that we're finding. Get in there, boys. And we'll take point E. Of course, I'm always going to be cautious and first move through the rubble here, just in case they've got some guys waiting on the other side of this barricade.
Roger that.
And as always, guys, I've put the description in the description section of the video. The actual link to Command and Control 3. There's also a demo, so I forgot to mention that. I think you guys have, if you're not certain about the game or you want to check it out, there is a demo there that you can play. Let's move up to G. I'm just taking a look quickly at my squad. I don't think anybody needs to be replaced. We're doing all right. I will, however, bring in the UAV. See what's going on here. And what we might do here is split them between two buildings. Oh, is that a technical? I think it's a technical. Well, our engineers are going to come in useful here. And I wonder if we could carry out a gun run on that technical. That's the first vehicle we've seen in the game, so that is awesome. But I really think I want to try to carry out a gun run on it. Let's see if we can do it. I hope so. Now we're taking some shots. Oh, yeah. Send some of the guys over here to this side of the street. And we're just going to start securing these buildings one by one. Yeah, we're going to we're going to have to send some of these guys back to HQ for sure. Oh, two of them. Where's the engineers? We can actually give them an upgrade here. And again, I am such a noob. I'm probably going to go for that strength. You know what? I'll go for the crit damage boost. So there's a 25% chance that our missile just obliterates this pickup. Get the recon unit back here. Come on, boys. Gun run. One down. Two down. I think we got very lucky there. For sure, some of these guys are hurting. We're going to have to break out with them fairly soon. Anti-personnel RPG rounds. Or in this case, it might not be an RPG, something more like a law. Or actually, here it looks like a bazooka in the visual description. Nice. Hospital building is ours. However, you can see here our machine gun team is hurting and bad. Let's send them back to HQ. We're going to do the same with the recon team and the engineer team, unfortunately. We got to send them back for a little upgrade. But first I'll call in a gun run right there just to give us some breathing room. These guys also took a pretty nasty beating, but we'll keep them in the fight a little bit longer. There we go. Heavy machine gun is ready to go. And actually, since we are so close to the center of the city there, look at that spawn there. That is nice. I'm actually going to move up over here with the HMG team. Grab these guys, and we're going to follow up over here. I should call in the UAV first, because this area is probably crawling with insurgents. Oh boy. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Sniper team's gonna need resupply for sure soon. Oh, we may have bit off more than we could chew here. I'm gonna call in some fire support. Oh boy! No, we're falling back. We are falling back. I'm amazed that our HMG gunners are holding on for now, but there's no bonus to continuing here. We just need to fall back and reestablish ourselves, because they are quite strong in this region. And that's pretty cool. Like, right at the start of the entrance to the city area, we start to see these guys in their large numbers. They're in all these buildings, really. Gotta say, these guys are doing a great job, though, but I think it's because they've upgraded so much. Let's get over here. Engineers. Calling another gun run. Nice! You know what? This is risky, but I'm gonna push right on that building. Nice. Engineers doing great, although they also need to be resupplied. And the heavy machine gunners, man. God bless them. They've done great, but we've got to send them back to HQ or we're going to lose them all. Nice. Anti-personnel RPG rounds. And yeah, let's just get these guys out of here for now. We'll return with them later. But for now, they need to resupply. So do all of these guys, pretty much, except for one unit. We'll resupply them. We'll resupply them. And we're just going to stay in this building for now. I'm not going to push H until we get those reinforcements. Or replacements, really. Replacements would be the appropriate term, I think, not reinforcements. By the way, I don't know if this is just me, but I love the radio chatter in the background of, like, strategy games like this. When there is radio chatter, I just think it's such a nice addition to these kind of games. It just kind of gives you that feeling that you're there, you know? It's spooky, but in a good way. Alright, very cool. So far, so good.
Go ahead.
Should be able to just fully overpower them here. We're going to go straight for that building. And I'll call in a gun run right there. It's a pretty risky gun run, though. So many cramped-in buildings here. And yeah, that's a lot of enemies. It actually hit that building first. But there are a lot of bad guys in here. I think I'm going to keep some guys in that building just to hold down the fort. Hit them, boys. There are so many terrorists in the building. Hoping superior firepower will win out here. Nice. We're going for it. H. Let's call this the hospital building, actually.
Go.
Still a couple of them over here in the buildings. Got to be careful, but I think we've wiped out the larger group here. And so now, of course, it's a question of continuing up to point I. And as you can see up here on top, we are nearly in control of this section of the city. In fact, I want to save here. Make sure I don't lose that. Now, we can definitely send these guys back for a resupply. Same with the machine gunners.
Gotta go home, dude.
I think this is just mission 1. I'm pretty sure as the game progresses, especially if you're playing multiplayer, it's like any point control where the enemy could attack here and try to retake H. So you sort of have to like multitask and hold locations while attacking. Actually, look at that. Obviously this is mission 1, so there's not as much counterattacking, but we are getting small groups here of machine gunners moving down to try to retake. Now, as we progress, you know, that's going to get more and more challenging. For now, I'm just going to push up forward on I. This seems like a very unsafe area, too, just in between all these buildings, these alleyways. Way too easy to get ambushed. But on mission 1, I think we're okay. Again, this is just the outskirts of the city. And a good percentage of the population are still very much supportive of us. Now look at that. Have you seen it already? Technical. We're going to call in an airstrike. Or a gun run, really, not an airstrike. And we also see a lot more terrorists in the area there. So I'd like to waste that thing as quickly as possible. Let's see if we get the engineers to just fire on it now. Oh, he's moving away! Sneaky technical. Nice.
Alright, squad 2, we're en route to outskirts now.
Redeploy the assault squad.
Roger.
Turn this building into a shooting position. And we also have a gun run here. Nice! Although it's a lot of enemies. I mean, a lot of enemies. There are guys, some of our guys do not want to cross the street. They're like, no, I am not going to get shot. Another gun run in about 10 seconds. A lot of these guys do need to head back to HQ for a medical redeploy, but you've got to stay in the fight. Gotta stay in the fight. There we go. Oh, you got some pretty good defensive cover in that building.
Let's go.
Send one unit over here, of course, the one that's coming up now. And I'm gonna cycle out this assault squad. Ah, Commander Safety TV owns this. Nice, it's fun. I own. Hey, we got to do some multiplayer moving forward here. Now, I believe the multiplayer is a new feature. It's still in this is also still in you know, beta, but the multiplayer especially is fairly new. We're gonna take a look at it before we end the stream. We're also gonna take a look at the terrorist campaign. I really want to see kind of what it's like. A gun run. This is kind of danger close. Oh, only that last rocket really hit its desired location.
Say again.
We gotta send this guy back for sure.
Copy.
Man, that is way too many enemies. Let's send a group here, sort of our secondary line. But I think they're gonna overrun us. No, we're gonna fall back. Gotta fall back. My goodness. In fact, we gotta send all those guys back for medical recce. For medical resupply, pardon me. Man! This final part here entering the city, they are pretty vicious. And those buildings are kind of making a lot of our missiles hit the buildings before actually reaching their targets, which is not good for us. I mean, it's fine if there are enemies in those buildings, but not in many cases. So you know what? I'm falling back over here. Now, you know what? Hold position. We've got reinforcements coming right now. Look at this. We're just going to hold position. So many enemies there, though. Try to make it into this building, even though it's going to be a hell of a fight. Sorry, got to send them back for some medical assistance for sure. Another gun run, and we're going to put it right there because I want to take this building as well. So we've got two locations to fire from, essentially. Oh yeah, well done. Somebody's leveled up here, and I like this thermal imager, but I really like the critical damage with the missile thing, although we already have that. So let's boost the health boost. Again, that's my favorite upgrade. It's pretty straightforward, makes your guys a little tankier. You know what I think you should rename that, Ilya? You should rename that body armor. Because, you know, obviously in this sort of combat environment, if you get a little bit of body armor, maybe some of the smaller munitions aren't going to pierce your vest, etc. I think that's the perfect name here. And let's fire again on I. Major attack helicopter assault. There's still so many of them coming out of the woodwork here. But I'm hoping that this position will allow us to actually hold it this time. Let's go, let's go. We're going to get across the street into that building. Light them up, boys. Light them up. You know what? Actually, let's just go into this building. Make it our main firing position. We're losing men just getting into that building. That's the problem. There's quite a lot of obstacles to clear before we're actually in here. Get that gun run, and then we're going to just rush on I. Yeah, I agree. Drones could have some additional uses, although I'm assuming, because there are upgrades and unlocks, I'm assuming that over time you could probably add some stuff to your drones. Let's push. Nice. Someone else leveled up here.
Where are you at now?
Magnum 6 Golf 100.
Another gun run before we make that push. In fact, if we want to be really safe, let's do this properly.
Real good, real good.
Even engineers could be refitted as well.
Go.
And you can see those guys will automatically, unless you tell them otherwise, go back to that location. They're pretty familiar with what to do here. I'd love to send these guys back too, but I think we need to leave someone behind to kind of hold this area. And I know for sure, I just saw them, there were going to be enemies there. So let's call in a gun run. Nice. Keep your heads down, lads.
Say again.
Let's send the assault group first. We start taking fire, then we know that we're going to have to call in additional gun runs for sure. UAV just all over this place. I believe I is nearly ours.
Go ahead. Okay, roger that.
Hey, pretty awesome, man. Leonidas achievement. We crushed the first one there. Very nice. And it looks like that's also going to give us the XP. So I'd like to see how the upgrade system works here. If we only get to select one, upgrade per turn, or if we unlock it based on how much work we put into each class. So clearly, for instance, our assault class and our support class got the most kills, therefore got the most experience. They're probably going to get precedence. That's pretty awesome, though. So mission 2 would be Firestorm. And of course, as you can see here, it is a campaign system, of course. So you progress all the way through. And actually, Ilya was kind enough to send me the missions, but I don't want to give them away. I want you guys to have to do these on your own. I don't want you guys to see all of the missions going down, because it's kind of like a story, obviously, to retake the country under government control. If we press tab here, I think that's going to be the upgrade screen. Look at that, man. Large ammo backpack increases machine gun burst length by 40%. And this is for the rest of the game, essentially. Grenades for the assault team, that is epic. The engineer squad's sleight of hand reduces reload time. I got really excited with that image. I thought there was going to be mortars. There could be mortars coming soon later, but you can see tanks, cars, IFVs, APCs, attack helicopters, anti-tank missiles, howitzers. You name it, even cruise missiles at some point. But right now we're keeping it fairly straightforward. And what I really want is that grenade. It's just awesome. But referring to Kenobi's point, here we also have binoculars for our recon units. That is really cool. And there's the vest. So he did put the vest in. Very neat. Let's actually upgrade our support. And I'm only upgrading our support to get this. Look at that. Portable mortar. My dream has come true. So we can get mortar, improved ammo. That's just absolutely awesome. Let's take a look here at the CSTO campaign. And of course, there is a skirmish mode there, guys. As you can see, there's also the multiplayer. It's also in beta. But I want to see the CSTO campaign. The People's Republic of Bonistan has been in a state of civil war for 2 years because of the conflict between the legitimate head of the country and the opposition. In the meantime, terrorists of the radical movement, the Dawn of Freedom, were able to seize 70% of the country's territory. Tamil al-Salim, president of the Republic, called on CSTO to help fight the terrorists. Oh, interesting. So CSTO is also fighting the terrorists here. So perhaps they're sort of the local forces, whereas, of course, the NATO units are... forces from other countries that are coming in to help. That is pretty cool. Let's take a look. So this is the new campaign, of course. There are 2 campaigns and maybe more on the way. Well, I think 2 is plenty. Just want to see what kind of units we've got here. So different sort of rifles here for the assault troops. AK-12s. Ah, so these are AKs, not the M16 variant, etc. So yeah, these are definitely the local government troops. I love that. So here we are moving forward with the local government troops trying to rout the terrorists. Looks like a police station over there. I see sandbags. I see a flag. Let's retake it, boys. Now, we don't get any of that fancy air support, I don't believe, with this unit. We've really got to fight for every inch here. Like, I'm going to take that rifleman unit over here. But who knows? Maybe we do get some air support here. We'll have to see. It's definitely more difficult without that air support. Kind of want to attack, but pretty risky attack, and our guys are pretty shot up. Let's go for it, let's go for it. I'm gonna grab A. Come on, come on, come on. Republic of Bonistan troops. Got a position here. Nice, and oh, nice, look at that. Helicopter gun runs. Good, 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 good. I believe they speak Russian, so that's really cool. We've got the NATO forces speaking English. We've got these guys speaking Russian. Very, very cool. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of bad guys. I hope they arrive on time. Come on, helicopter. It's gonna be tough. I'm gonna try to just set up on this side of the sandbags. Actually, no. We gotta wait for another gun run. There is no way. There's no way. We'll be shot across this desert easily. As long as they don't approach, I think we're going to be okay. And then we'll just call in another gun run and weaken them every time. Here we go. Oh, that nearly killed all of them. Well done. That was the best gun run we've seen. Let's take it. Good shot. Yeah, it seems like a local militia, or maybe like National Guard. That's what I saw it as, more like a National Guard force. Which I guess is a militia, right? Yeah. There we go. And there we've got the support and snipers. This time we'll go with the sniper first. We're gonna have Dragunovs, I bet. So it's like a semi-Soviet, but still a desert state, almost like Turkmenistan is the feeling I'm getting. Turkmenistan or Uzbekistan, because the government troops are speaking Russian. But of course, the troops on there, the insurgent troops, are still speaking in Arabic, or maybe they are also speaking Russian. I actually was not paying attention to what the terrorists were saying. We care so little about what terrorists have to say. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see that dynamic. I like that. Gun run time. I think I called it too late. Calling machine gun support as well. Oh, nice. I waited on the gun run. There we go. That should be perfect. Oh, they dispersed in time. We got a few of them, but we would have killed all of them with that gun run. Let's just move through this sort of rock yard here. This rock field, I should say. A lot of enemies on this map. Come on, boys. One more gun run? Think so. Yes! I think I'm just getting lucky or better at calling in the gun runs, but it almost seems like these Russian chopper gunners are a little bit better than the NATO ones. Because they just vaporize entire locations here. Let's get in there. Not much resistance here. Perfect. Engineer, eh? And the engineer this time does have an RPG, which is pretty cool. What's this? What do we got? Another attack run. Oh my goodness. The Mi-24 attack helicopter. We get 2 gun runs now. Makes me so happy. Can we hit them before they escape? Let's see. I doubt it. I doubt it. Oh, nice. Nice. There is no escape. As you can see here now, though, we are actually coming to a crossroads here. Of course, D and H. And once again, it's not just going to be an identical city map. Each of those city maps is going to be different as we move through the game. Boeing Apache says no more terror for you. Oh, he's at Hind. Nice. Yeah, I think for the Russians, they get the Mi-24 Hind, and the or is it just the Mi-24? And the Americans get the Apache or the Cobra, I believe, or NATO. Excuse me, not the Americans, just generic NATO. So Europeans and Americans. Push up. Over here, and I'm going to call in those attack gun runs with the Mi-24s. Let's push right there. This is something I only kind of learned recently, but evidently, like for concealment, a car is pretty decent, but for cover, hiding behind a car is actually a terrible idea, because this, like, if you fire an assault rifle round into a vehicle like this, unless it's armor plated, it's going to go right through like a hot knife through butter. But pretty good for concealment. Alright, and as you can see up here on top, of course, we get a little indicator of just how much of the actual city we've taken, or how much of the town we've taken, etc. And we're almost halfway. That gas station looks like the next stop on our journey. And we are advancing in the open. I'm only doing this because we've got 2 gun runs ready to go. So if anything starts popping off at us, we can call in some support pretty quickly. In fact, we might call it in right now. Firing in a gas station doesn't seem like a smart idea, but we're at a good distance. There we go. Oh, yeah. Thank you, chopper gunners. Or chopper pilots, because I think in this situation, it's not a door gunner. It's just a proper pilot pulling the button there on the chain gun. And the missiles, of course. E is ours. Swing over here to G. I'm liking these government forces. Again, they seem a little stronger. I'm not sure if that's just me learning to play the game a little bit more, but it's almost like they're not taking as many hits. The support is better almost. I almost feel like this should be the case for the NATO guys. The NATO troops should be the ones with like 2 gun runs, and you should minimize greatly the ones that the government has here, the government forces. But maybe CSTO, like, maybe just like NATO. I think it's just a representation of, like, Russian forces that are helping, if that makes sense. I don't even know if it's actually the government itself. It'd be cool if, I'm not sure if Ilya's still watching, but if you could tell us what the case is there. Like, these guys may just be the NATO version for the East, and that's why they get these other amenities. We're gonna push G. We'll take some losses, but should be an easy push here. Shut off G and H, of course, and completely close the gap here, close the area around this this entrance to town. Nice. And you know what? We do have to send a unit back, but of course they've got an upgrade. I'm going to do that optical sight. Love that ability. It's the only ability I will take over medkits. Optical sight there. Strength there. Strength there. Or over strength, rather. That's really what I should have said. Let's take H. Attack choppers. Attack choppers. Yeah, something to Google later, exactly. Now I'm starting to think, now that we're seeing that these guys are pretty well armed, I'm almost certain that it's just going to be, maybe even something like Wagner Group, you know, maybe like a mercenary group sort of thing. Because they are well armed, and they know what they're doing here. Enemy down, right into H. Oh yeah. Gonna send him back to get reinforced as well. I love they've got like green RPGs on their back and stuff. Or I should say the green covering for the anti-tank RPG there. Maybe actually green might be anti-personnel. Now I don't remember. Let's get into that warehouse just for a bit. Yeah, that's what exactly, Commander. That's what I'm thinking. It feels like a PMC. It feels like a well-organized. Oh my gosh, tanks! That might be why, guys. A T-72 enemy tank here. That's the first time we've seen one of them. Let's try to call in a gun run. My goodness. Engineers are on it, but they are strong, man. The T-72 is strong. Gonna have to go in there with the engineer. There's no other way. Nice. Give us another shot, engineer. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm going to increase their health as well. They've lost one member of the squad, but they are still good to go. Maybe that's why they're increasing the difficulty here, because we've got some tanks on this map. We do eventually get tanks ourselves, by the way, and APCs or IFVs, etc. Oh boy. Oh boy, we should have been patient. Back up, back up, back up, back up. Got a bunch of our guys killed there. That was my bad. And there's another tank there, too. Gonna have to send the engineer back, and if the engineer cannot be part of the fight, we need to wait, because he's really the only one that's going to get us past that armor. The attack helicopter didn't really do much to it. Good luck with him. Yeah, I need some luck. He's a baddie, and he's got a perfect sight line over to the entrance here to I. Like, we could probably run and grab it, but we'd lose a lot of men doing it. Let's just approach over here. It's still dangerous, but it's not stopping me from trying stuff before. So I will be ours at least. Very minimal damage, as you can see. I was thinking maybe we just didn't get the gun run on the right angle, but no, it's not that. It's just doesn't do any damage to this tank, so it must be purely machine gun run. Come on, engineer. Well done. Left the heavy machine gunner behind, or light machine gunner behind, I should say. Over at H. Poor guy. All alone in a insurgent-controlled city. Probably not a good feeling. Let's get over to E and make our push from there. So back to the gas station with everybody. Through this terrorist hellhole. And as AnthonyJones says, please open fire on that like button with extreme prejudice. It helps us hugely, folks. And also be real champions and always hit that join button, become a member. Get a fancy helmet next to your name. Get right there up against the wall. Sorry, let me also, while I'm at it, I'm going to put the link here. I know I have it in the description, but just in case nobody wants to click the description, because I know sometimes some certain folks don't even hit the like button because it's too much work, I understand. But you can go over here to the Steam store and actually play the demo as well. So if you just want to kind of get a taste and flavor of the game, check that out too. Ah, I like that, Ilya. Yeah, like, I don't know what it's called, the modern, like, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, and Russia, that group, that's what it reminds me of. Can be said to be a former Warsaw Pact organization. Yep, makes sense. Oh, yeah. We're not even gonna get into controversial stuff like that. We totally understand the context here. This is a fictional conflict, etc. I think most of our viewers, not all, are adult enough to understand that, you know, this has nothing to do with the current conflict. This is, as you said, made way before that. Just around this area. There's gonna be... Yep. That's what I was worried about. I'm gonna fall back a bit, because I didn't think it would be in that first building, but it seems an obvious place. Another gun run. And we're gonna hit this area with a sniper, or send the sniper into this area. The machine gun there, sniper there. Assault squads. Push. Ooh. So this gives them the ability to undermine a vehicle. Now, you know what? It's good to have more than just one unit that can take out a tank, so I'm going to bring that on. Never taken that skill before. So much work. Foster ground and exhaustion, yeah. I think, and I'm not, don't quote me directly on this, but it's something like the attention span for an individual in 1970 was like 2.5 minutes. The average attention span, and the attention span of an individual today is like 7 seconds. So, yeah, I mean, I kind of get it, I suppose. I don't get too salty about it. This should be the last location. No, actually, one more after this, I would think. But look at those buildings. We've got proper tenement buildings here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're on it. Oh my goodness. Gun runs. I hope they're effective here. I was going to call it a gun run right there, because they're all over the place. Nice. That is a terrorist stronghold if there ever was one. We're going to have to send the engineers back. Send these snipers back, too. Oh boy. This may be the toughest group we've faced yet at these tenement buildings. And you can imagine attacking actual tenement buildings would be pretty rough. Pretty rough. Come on, give me the gun run. Hold on a bit longer, guys. These guys are taking losses, but really want to call in that gun run again on that same location. Like, all of these guys could stand to get some support. replacements, so let's do that. I'm gonna approach carefully here, because we've got a hell of a group now. So let's just go house to house here. At least we've got a sniper team with us. They should be able to get some long shots. My clicking finger broke. We say in Portugal, tens mas é falta de juízo. Whenever somebody says something you don't like to hear, you basically tell them, you don't lack that thing, you lack common sense. That's what it is. You don't lack the clicking finger, you lack common sense to click the like button. That's the problem. Falta de juízo, meus amigos. Falta de juízo. Bringing in some more, but yeah, that is a tough strong point, man. I'm trying to kind of spread some of the guys over here so that we've got 2 firing locations. But not easy, and it looks like somebody just leveled up. Who leveled up? Who leveled up? Engineers? No, maybe not. There we go. Movement speed increase, I'll take that. I'm going to call in 1 gun run right here just to try and reduce the amount of locations that are firing at us. 2 gun runs right there, I lied. Look at all those enemies. We're going to have to bring these guys back. Bring the machine gunners back. Sniper, we can leave here for now, but we're going to need to get replacements. First one was pretty ineffective there. Now these buildings are getting in the way. Send this guy back. Send engineers back. They can return later. All of these guys need to head back to HQ and resupply. As long as we keep 1 unit over here firing at the enemy, I think we can hold this location. Gonna get another gun run in about 10 seconds, and they are starting... We're starting to weed quite a few of them out. Let's put it that way. Can't hold on forever here. And there is major fire coming from this area. Look at all those guys. My goodness, no wonder. Machine gunner didn't even get a chance to fire. We're going to send him back. Immediately needs replacements. And probably the same with this squad too. Let's hang here until we get another airstrike. Flank from the right. Yep, that's not a bad idea. In other words, take this building. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Take this building first and then move in this way. We could even flank from the left here. Maybe there's nobody in... Now I'm already seeing enemies in that building. That's a tough one here. Nice! That was a damn good gun run. Gum run. Here we go. Yeah, let's just push it from those buildings. Yeah, I think we can beat them with force of arms here. We just need to stop this group from reinforcing so much. Because as they're making it across the road here, we're getting some pretty good shots on them. Leon. Go. So many enemies in there. Ooh, boy. We might just have to keep our guys in the fight a little longer than we'd like, in an effort to minimize their numbers. Nice. Let's do 2 here. Ooh, that was a complete miss. Complete miss. We're going to try to push for the building. We are going to push for the building. So I think they are fairly weak at this building, not at the one across the street. And there's a chance here that our men are going to be able to get in. But there's a lot of bad guys there, Mike. I don't know. I'm not so sure. Initially, I was like, yeah, we can definitely make it through. Now it's like, well, it's going to be a real challenge. Let's put it that way. Look at all those reinforcements arriving there. I'm going to pull in a gun run that hopefully will hit both positions. Oh boy. Yeah, that is definitely a cause to fall back and rethink this plan entirely. We're going to have to come back and deal with these guys a little later with a stronger group. I'm just not going to chance it, and I think another option is what Anthony was saying. We maybe need to approach from the south here through these buildings. That way we could send 3 different squads in these buildings and carry out the fight over here. Let's see. Ah, no! I'm going to save is what I want to do. Anyway, guys, let me go back here. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. And again, to take a look at the game, just simply go there in the video description and go take a look. Again, you can play the demo for free. I highly recommend you take a look at it. And we've got some new additions today. The CSTO campaign, the multiplayer, and even skirmish if you don't necessarily, maybe campaigns aren't your thing. You just want to, sit down and just play a game. You can always do skirmish mode. I haven't taken a look at beta, and I think that this is still in testing phase. So that's kind of why I don't want to necessarily jump into this right now, but there are servers that you could jump in and play, and I think this game is perfect for multiplayer. Really having people pushing on your current points and trying to retake them, man, that's a hell of a rush, and probably a hell of a challenge, too. Yeah, fall back, definitely had to fall back there and save. If I was going to reapproach that area, I think I would absolutely take Anthony's suggestion and attack from the south. So we would basically approach from those buildings, then we would be able to staff those buildings with plenty of troops and just keep a constant stream of fire on the enemy. But approaching from the west there, they were prepared for us, and there are a lot of them. My goodness, man, that was crazy. I would ask that you guys always like and comment on these videos, so once the video uploads, just jump in there and leave a comment. Hey, Odenot, how you doing, man? Sorry, I just saw you now. And it really, really helps us out. Also hitting that like button. Stab that like button with extreme prejudice, etc., etc. Once they update the multiplayer here, I'm sure that we'll be doing another video on this game. I think it's got a nice, bright future, especially if that multiplayer goes off without a hitch. So a special thanks to you guys for stopping by, and a special thanks to Ilya for providing me a copy of Command and Control 3 here to check out. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next stream, and thank you so much for stopping by.